Good morning, welcome to the last day of a 14-day adventure. Are we tired?
Very.
We are a little bit, but we're here in Larnaca, Cyprus. What's it like? What is there to do in Larnaca? Well, not a lot really compared to Paphos, and I think that's why Paphos is the most popular resort. But it's a beautiful place. We're going to walk along the promenade here, hit the castle, show you some things, have a little bit to eat before we head back to the airport. So come with us in Larnaca, Cyprus. Let's go. So here we are, we're starting at this lovely fountain just by the statue of Zion, the Stoic philosopher that created the famous words, "Don't let the buggers get you down." And opposite here, look, you've got the harbour. So what we'll do, we'll head just over here, see what boat trips are available and things like that. And then we are going to head in this direction, which is going to lead us to the castle. Parking here is actually quite good. We've parked just here and it's cost €4. Now that's because we want 2 hours. So parking's actually a lot better than anywhere else we've been. So with the parking, these parking meters are actually run by the town halls. The chances of you getting fined for parking a hire car in a meter that's sort of run by the town halls is very, very slim. They're not going to chase you up for it because it's literally peanuts. They used to have them in Porto del Carmen, Lanzarote, but no one bothered paying for them. And if you didn't pay, you just get a little ticket on and you just throw it in the bin. So I think they scrapped them, but they've still got them here.
Semi-submarine.
Look, we have a semi-submarine.
Yeah, we don't dive in the water.
Look. So we live in Lanzarote, and in Lanzarote we have a yellow submarine that actually dives 30 meters under the water.
Yeah?
Yeah, we have a real one.
Yeah, where is that?
In the Canary Islands.
Ah,
Yeah,
I've been
and
there.
yeah, and there's one in Tenerife as well, and Gran Canaria, I think. There you go. This lovely lady, look.
Tenerife.
Sunset cruise, Wednesday, 6:30 till 8. Only €15.
Right, yeah.
That is
we
cheap.
have every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, morning and afternoon.
Wow,
On Sunday, we only have morning.
that is super cheap. So that's 2.5 hours. Do you know how much?
No. It's, the morning one is 2 hours.
Well, it's still 2 hours.
The afternoon one is 1.5 hours.
And it's only €15.
The afternoon one.
Do you know how much the sunset cruise is in Lanzarote for that?
How much?
€48.
Oh, that's crazy.
€48. And a 4-hour cruise, like on a catamaran, is 75. How much is? Yeah, how much is a big catamaran here? Like a cruise, like a 4-hour one. Do they do that?
We don't have catamaran, but in the summer we have like 4-hour trip with food.
And how much is that one?
Food.
Oh, and a big barbecue as well. Look at that.
It's like €35.
Wow,
or so.
75 in Lanzarote.
Oh,
Come to Lanzarote, 30% commission. See you later. Lovely to meet you. Bye bye. Wow, that is amazing. So I've often said trips and tours in Canary Islands are a lot more than around the world. And in Lanzarote, it's a lot more expensive than Tenerife as well. Tenerife, there's lots of competition. Lanzarote tends to have 1 or 2 suppliers. So they sort of set the price. But between me and you, they are brilliant, brilliant boat trips. And well worth it because they go down to Papagayo. So Jack's following me and I'm following him, but there's a little boardwalk down here which takes you to the marina. So we may as well have a little look because we've literally got 3 hours to kill. He can't wait to get on that plane because we're flying to Gatwick. He's just said maybe a fish and chips. We're stopping in a Premier Inn. We're literally off the plane, into the hotel, sleep, and then we don't fly back until 1 in the afternoon. So we've got a fantastic lie-in tomorrow and a relax. But we are actually going to take the longest flight from London to anywhere in Europe, Jack said. So he looked this morning. It's a 5-hour flight, but that is the longest. Trust me, to choose the bloody longest. I reckon I could have done this a little bit better, but never mind. Anyway, let's have a little look here. So there's lots of different boats here, look. You got your big speed boats. And it's very windy today. Can you see the flags blowing like crazy? It's like super windy. And we got to bloody take off in this. Fantastic. So lots of different boats, look. No catamarans, as the lady said. So that's the beauty of Lanzarote. You have the most amazing catamarans, like the Linneas Romero, I Love Papagayo, and the Graciosa, which is literally a brand spanking new catamaran. And you know where to book the boat trips in the Canary Islands, don't you?
TravelON. Both.
Ah! Teaching him well. Right, come on. We're at the end here, I think. There's no much more to see here, so let's head back onto the main strip. Right then, so off the boardwalk, we come to this beautiful walk here, and this goes all the way along the beach. You can actually see some planes, which I'll show you on the way down. A few little sort of, I don't know what they are, sort of kiosk, supermarket, drinks, sort of all sorts there, like a tat shop, but sells drinks. Look, he's eyeing up something to spend my bloody money on here. He wants to try the new Monster. It's a blue one, apparently. Monster's bad for you. So it's a mega windy one. We're going to have to cross over. We've got sandstorms here. So over on the beach side, well, the sand is blowing up like a sandstorm. I mean, it's not that windy, but it's better over this side, so we'll come here. Here we go. Look, lots of different restaurants. They all do these beautiful, look. These are amazing. I know we've done a video in Greece, kebabs. Oh, we should go there for dinner, but he wants to go to bloody McDonald's. I don't care. It's cheaper and easier. I can't be arsed sitting down. Pizza Hut there. We did a Pizza Hut in Paphos. We're so sad, aren't we? I'm going to get loads of hate on the videos I'm going to be posting. Oh, going all the way to Cyprus and having a Pizza Hut and McDonald's. Yes, I am. Why? Well,
Because we can.
because we can. It's easy, it's fast, and we're not... Hello,
Hey.
How are you?
Are you Australian?
No,
New Zealand?
no, I'm from England, but I live in Spain.
Oh my god.
Why do I look like somebody off the internet?
Maybe.
Oh, no.
Hey, TikTok?
Where are you from?
Oh,
Come on, I'm going to speak to this lady now. You just...
say hi.
Hello, who's this?
We're from America.
We're from America.
But we're studying in Nicosia.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Where are you? What are you doing?
We live in Lanzarote in the Canary Islands, and we've been from here to from Lanzarote to Milan, from Milan to Athens, from Athens to
Wow.
Cairo, from Cairo to Abu Dhabi and Dubai. Now we're here, and today we go home.
That's wow.
So you're studying here?
Yeah, well, in Nicosia, so it's like 40
Oh.
minutes north.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, have a lovely day.
Thank you, you
The
too.
channel is called Mr. TravelON, okay?
Mr. TravelON.
Mr. TravelON,
Wait.
get me some American
All right,
followers.
do you have TikTok?
Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, I'll be on TikTok as well.
Mr. TravelON.
Mr. TravelON.
Everyone follow Mr. TravelON, my favorite travel account.
She is on it.
Like and subscribe.
She is on it. Love you. See you later. Bye. Random Americans there. They were nice, weren't they? Oh, dear me. We met some actual different people while we've been travelling. I'll tell you what, you don't half meet people. Here we go. Look, Coffee Berry, look. Ocean Basket. And you've got some lovely hotels here as well, some quite big ones. And I've not seen sort of many really high-rise buildings here, and I'm wondering if it's the same rules here than they do in Lanzarote, where you're only allowed to build them a certain height, because I've only seen one massive, huge building similar to the Arrecife Grand. There's a beach over there, nobody on that today, look, too windy. Most people are going to be in here, look, in Bloom's Bar and Grill. So plenty of places to eat and drink down here. So it's certainly not as picturesque as Paphos. If you haven't seen the video we did there, we drove 2 hours. Yes, I'll say that again. 2 hours down to there. If you do watch that video, watch it to the end, please. Because it was a long drive. So it was 4 hours in total just to go and see Paphos, where we had a Pizza Hut. All you can eat for $4.80. We did 20 slices. So please go and watch that video if you haven't already. And make sure to watch it to the end so it's at least worth the driving 4 hours to see it. However, driving here is easy, but it is UK driving, so different for me. But I got used to it quite quickly. This is mega busy. Look, Italian coffee. Oh, that's Cafe Nero. That's a popular brand, isn't it? And look what's coming soon. I was just about to say, I've not seen a Starbucks, because we've seen Starbucks everywhere. Look what's coming soon.
There's always a Starbucks.
There's always a Starbucks.
Except in Lanzarote.
Except in Lanzarote. So Lanzarote is one of them places that just will not allow this stuff. They're very closed off. I would say closed-minded, but they don't want Starbucks. They like their coffee how they like their coffee. I'm sure the locals would like Starbucks, but they wouldn't allow it. I mean, we've got McDonald's, Burger King, there's a KFC and a pizza. I wonder why there isn't a Starbucks, because there's one in Tenerife. But it is the mentality of those in charge in Lanzarote. They're like, it's very difficult to open a business, and I don't know, maybe someone will open a Starbucks. Who knows? Let's see. Let's put the bets in. When do you reckon we'll have a Starbucks in Lanzarote? I say we're in 2025 now. I'll tell you what I'm going to say. I'm going to say by January 2027, my birthday, mark this down. Oh, we're in 2027? No, 2026. January the 14th, for those of you that want to know. I reckon we'll have a Starbucks in Lanzarote. Let's look back on this and see if I'm right.
McDonald's.
Big McDonald's there. The only reason he wants McDonald's is he saw a TikTok this morning of a guy saying, oh, McDonald's in Cyprus is so much better than anywhere else. Okay. I'm really not hungry at all. I think
I need to try it.
He just needs to try it. Oh, look at the wind. That is mad. So it's a very, very windy one. And the castle's just at the end of this street. TGI Fridays. These I've seen a couple of. I've seen them in the airport as well. I've never seen a TGI Friday anywhere else, to be honest.
They've got one in Birmingham next to
Oh yeah, they have got one in Sutton Coldfield next to my mother, but I've never been in one. Anybody been in TGI Fridays? I think they're quite an old brand that's sort of died, aren't they? I don't know, let me know in the comments. God, look at the Bay Street Burger there. Oh, I don't know about McDonald's, maybe we should splash out, kid. But to be honest, I only want something easy.
How much is the burger, look?
Oh, let's have a look. $15.50. Look at that. Oh, that looks like a good menu. Prices are not too bad either, really. Similar to everywhere else. Got another little street up here, look. The Meeting Pub, Cafeteria, Grill and Bar. Isn't cafeteria a Spanish word? There you go, look, they do all sorts here. Meeting pub, sports, spare ribs. Seems very, very popular with people. Sport on there. And you got another place next door called the Tuck Inn. Sushi now available in this one. Oof, that looks good as well. Here you are, Jack. Fish and chips here, €11. Gyros, $10.50. Chicken fillets, pork chops are meant to be nice here, I've been told.
And a full English breakfast.
And a full English breakfast. I think that's a Chinese restaurant though, because they do sushi.
That looks like a bad
Beans on toast. Yeah, that doesn't look like a decent English breakfast, that does it? Not mixed with sushi. I do love the Chinese restaurants that put on fish and chips and English breakfast. To be fair, some of them are good, but I always say, why would you go to a Chinese restaurant for fish and chips? You wouldn't go to the tavern bar for a chicken chow mein, would you? So I don't know. Let me know in the comments. You ever been for a nice fish and chips in a Chinese restaurant? Here's another place, look. Price-wise, it's not too bad, look. $6.90, $9.70 for the kebabs. Very, very popular. So it's around 11:30. We checked out at 11. We've had quite a peaceful morning, just packing and charging things, and now we're down here. So we're right near to the castle now. I need a drink, and of course, I need the loo, and that'll be the first place I'm going to when we get in the castle. Bottle of water acquired, €1. We're back in business. Water in Abu Dhabi and Dubai was $megadollars. In fact, most things were $megadollars, but what do you expect? And on the plane, oh my God, let me tell you about the plane. So, because we got to Abu Dhabi and I was doing the video, again, if you haven't seen the travel video showing you around Abu Dhabi airport, where I found £12,000 trainers. Yeah, you heard that right, 12 grand for a pair of trainers. Well, because I was busy filming, and for some reason it was so quick getting through, and everything just seemed to go in like super speed time, I don't know. Well, we had to get going, so I didn't acquire a bottle of water for the plane. Guess how much 2 bottles of water was? Answers now. No, you're all wrong, €7.50. €7.50 for 2 bottles of water. we nearly had an emotional breakdown. I did anyway. In fact, I think you paid for them, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I think he paid for them because I didn't have any change. No, she said, have you got change? So I'll give her three twos and a one. And then she kicked off and said, no, I can't accept all that change. I said, you just asked if I had change. So he had to give me a fiver. I think he took the 7 though. In fact, I think you made a €2 profit on that. Because he paid for it with a 5, but he took my 7. Oh shit. Here we are then, made it to the castle. And another thing about this place is all the attractions are dirt cheap. €2.50 to get in here. Tickets over there, that's the info thing. That's the castle, we're gonna get some tickets. So I've only got a large note, so Jack actually just paid for that. I've just made my money back on that water on the plane. €2.50 each, €5 to come here. I mean, you can't complain, can you? They're not ripping anybody off. But before we show you around this place, you know what I need? I'm going for a wee. I'll see you in 3. Right, we done, let's go. Let's go. So this is the castle. I don't know much about it. Is there any information, Jack? He's got the little book and the tickets. And I'm actually saving all the tickets in a little folder because I'm going to do some kind of scrapbook. Or maybe picture, I'm not sure, because I'm sad like that. But we got loads of tickets, just little memories of the adventures. In fact, I've still got tickets, which I'll show you one day. And mine and Mrs. TravelOn's honeymoon. I'm a saddo, really, ain't I? Right, they're going in my bag. So it's too windy to read, and I can't be bothered. So I shall put all the information about this place below, because you know me, I'm not a historian. I just like to show you places. But it is the castle in Larnaca. It's really nice. Got some carvings here on some of the rocks. A little bit like Egypt, look. There you go. And it's a good place to kill a little bit of time if you want to have a little walk around, look. You know, a little religious thing here, look. A lot different. And what they do have is this here. And this, I will show you. Go, watch this. English. And then you actually get a call, look. It's actually calling me, 1 second. There we go.
Dear visitor, you stand at one of Larnaca's most iconic landmarks. During antiquity, this spot was actually under the sea and only appeared in the early Middle Ages to form the coastline that you see today. The Byzantines were the first to build a fortress not far from Saint Lazarus Church, possibly in the 12th century.
How good is that? I really like that. You get a little phone call and it tells you all about it. I'm not going to play the lot for you because it's 3 minutes and you lot will be falling asleep. Or maybe you won't, but I'm going to put all the information below. But I really, really like that. And I think it's something that could work in other places. This looks like some kind of burial site in here, look. Some kind of tomb. Oh my gosh. Okay, you can go in these little rooms. Wow. I like all these. Look at that. Cool. Look at that, in a little room. Really, really cold in here as well. Spooky. So there are some tombs in Paphos, which you can go and see. And we were going to head there, but on arrival in Paphos, well, there was like loads of tombs and it would have been like walking around the pyramids. It was miles of walking, so we opted out, but we'll make them back. Oh, this one looks interesting. What's this? Got some, like a football, game of football, or bowls there, look, some round bowls. I don't know what that one is. Oh, what the hell's this? What the hell's that? We've got... Why have we got the Muslim call to prayer here in Cyprus? What the hell? That's weird. I feel like I'm back in Abu Dhabi. I haven't even seen a mosque in Cyprus, to be honest. But there must be one. Right up here, look. And I think we can get a view through here. Whoa. Whoa, look at this. bang your head then, Jack?
No, bang my foot.
Look at that. And then this way, even better views, look. Wow, look at that. That is amazing. We can walk this way. I don't think that's, well, I don't know what that is. There you go, look. Cannon there. And I think the airport's that way. There's some lovely cobbled streets there, so you could walk all the way along there if you wanted. Not today, it's too windy. This is certainly killing a little bit of time before the airport. And it's a nice thing to do for sure. So if you're stopping in Larnaca, certainly come down here for a £5. Well, give you something to do. There doesn't seem to be a lot here to do, in all honesty. It's a little bit like a city vibe, if that makes sense. But if you like that, ideal. So I think next we're going to walk to this here. I think it's a church or a cathedral. And we'll show you the back streets. It's windy. Come on, let's go. Right, here we go. We're going to head out of the door this way. A couple of other little sort of cannons there. Oh, we're completely lost. There we are, down the steps. And we're going to head over towards that cathedral. Show you what else we can find in Larnaca. Wait, before we go. Jack's just spotted some stairs. More stairs to climb. I'll tell you what, we started this adventure, didn't we, in Milan, and climbed up the bloody top of the cathedral. We've done a lot of stairs this time, so we may as well finish with some, hadn't we? And I think this is just a little museum, though. Oh, okay. Nice. Little museum showing the history and stuff like that. There you go. Very quiet, very nice. Smells old. Smells like a, you know, that old smell, that museum smell with the creaky wooden floor, like your assemblies at school. Do you remember when you used to sit your ass on here at school? This is what our floors were like, Jack, at schools. Show me age there, don't I? You used to get bloody splinters, didn't you? There you go, look, all the rifles and stuff. There we go. Right, come on, let's get out of here. You come out the castle, swing a left, and it'll bring you onto this street here. And we've got this beautiful, I think, church. I'm not sure even what it's called, but we'll go and have a little look. I'll show you what's up here. And then we've got to get to the airport after food. What does this say? Oh, this is a mosque. What? This is a mosque. For the women, do not enter the mosque without wearing the covers. What? For the women, do not enter the mosque without the covers. How is this a mosque? Doesn't even look like a mosque. How strange. For the men, don't enter the mosque with shorts. What? So that is very, very strange, because that looks like an old church to me. Have they converted it into a mosque? Does anybody know? Let me know in the comments. But that is very strange. Looks like you can go in there. I think we will. So I find that very strange that the mosque was there, look. And it seems to be a sort of very Christian country. I don't know. They've got a big sort of Christian shop here. All very weird how the world's working. I don't know. I don't have an opinion because you lot will come at me. But Jack said, there is the church, look. So, how odd. I'll tell you what, I couldn't have done this trip without the navigator. He's done ever so well navigating me around, because I've said in other videos I literally have no sense of direction whatsoever. But it's a beautiful street here, look. Apart from the cars and the traffic. But it looks like a sort of souvenir, handmade stuff. And we're heading that way. Special kebab house. It's all about the kebabs here. I do love the kebabs. Best thing I've tasted. And you got one there called Milk Honey, look. All your ice creams and your pancakes. And I think, well, you can see there's like a beautiful church this way. Let's go and take a look. Beautiful down here, look. I'm not sure what it's called. Let me know in the comments. But we ain't got time to look. But we're going to go and have a little nose through here because it's a lovely walkway. We're not paying to get in because we haven't really got time, but let's take a look. Oh, this is beautiful. Gorgeous, look. They're doing something in there. Jack just said, do not record. I said, what, is there a sign? He said, no, I'm just telling you. It'd be nice to come back and proper explore this area, but like I said, last day, airport, food, we've got things to do. There's a lovely gallery here, look. Selling some nice little crosses and chains. Yeah, if in doubt, always listen to Jack. I didn't record, obviously, but it was a bloody funeral. It was a bloody funeral. But then all these tourists are bobbing around, having a little look, seeing what's going on. You'd have thought they'd have blocked it off a little bit. The door's fully open and everything. There's like loads of tourists. A bloody coach load of people turning up here. Imagine that being your Kekoris tours, look. Imagine that being your last days. Just about to send you to the heavens, and just before we do, a load of British tourists are going to turn up and have a good old look. How odd. This place is very strange, isn't it? But there you go. We're seeing new things. We are going to go to the Salt Lakes after this, I think, on the way to the airport, if we have time. If we don't have time, well, we'll see you back in Lanzarote. The next video from this will be travel day from here, Larnaca Cyprus, to London Gatwick. And then the one after that should be London Gatwick to Lanzarote. And then we're home and dry, baby. And then I can get back to some sort of reality. I'm going to get him a McDonald's. I don't know if I'm going to have one, but if I do, well, I do. I shall see you in the next one. Make sure to like, follow and subscribe. And if you'd like me to attend your funeral, just let me know. We can schedule it in. I'll see you later. Bye.